Hey guys, I'm so excited right now. We are starting a whole new unit of study for science, and we're going to be talking about animals and habitats. Animals and habitats. And our first lesson is called What is a Habitat? So we need to think about what is a habitat? Do we know what that is? Well, a habitat is a place where an animal or a plant normally lives and grows. Like, for example, a forest is a deer's natural habitat. Okay, so habitat. So you're going to see habitat in this lesson. You're also going to see the word living, living, like being alive, having a life. You're living. Animals are living creatures and they need food and water. We are living creatures. We need food and water and shelter. Excuse me. Our next word is shelter. Shelter is something that protects you from weather or from danger. So during a thunderstorm, we sat in the car for shelter so we wouldn't get wet. So a shelter keeps you safe. And our last vocabulary word is survive. That means to remain alive. Humans need food and water to survive. So we need those to live. All right. So you're going to see those words all throughout the lessons that we're going to be studying. All right. So what I would like for us to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk a little bit about what is a habitat. All right. So let me share my screen with you. Well, let's see here. I think I need food because I get quite hungry and I'm sure you do too. And I think I need a house to live in to protect me. And I probably need some water because, you might get thirsty if I didn't have anything to drink. So we need food to keep us healthy and strong and to help us change. We need water also to stay alive. And we need shelter, shelter to protect us. So let's talk living and non-living. So living means that it's alive. So if I say non-living, that probably means that it's not alive. So living, a dog, that's living. What about a table? Is a table living? Does it breathe? No, so it would be non-living. What about a rock? That's non-living because it doesn't breathe, does it? What about a tree? Now that's kind of tricky, isn't it? Because if you think about a tree, because it has changed. So let's look and see. A dog, is it living or non-living? Well, it's living because it's breathing, isn't it? What about a tree? It's living, isn't it? Because it has grown and changed. A rock and a cat, are they living or non-living? And a chalkboard, is it living or non-living? Think about those three. A rock, it's not living. A cat, It is living. And a chalkboard. No, a chalkboard's not living either. And there's our pictures that go along with it. All right, so this is my little friend here named Rattenborough. He's an explorer rat, and he's going to introduce us to many different animals and plants and places where they live. So right up here in this dumpster is Rattenborough. Can everybody say hi, Rattenborough? Hi, Rattenborough. All right, so now what I want you to do is listen to find out more about why plants and animals live where they do. So, greetings, fellow adventurers. You are here to learn something new, and believe it or not, I'm here to teach it to you. I know you may be wondering what you could possibly learn from a rat climbing out of a dumpster, but I am Rattenborough, the famous rat adventurer. I travel the world looking at plants and animals and all the different places they call home. I'm going to take you on a special adventure all around the world, and you're going to learn about some amazing and incredible places and animals. And we're going to start our exciting journey right here. I know, it doesn't look like much, but it's special to me, and it has everything I need. All right. Welcome to my home. This is the alleyway where I live. Take a look around. What do you see? So guys, what do you see in this picture? Oh yeah, I see trash. I see a garbage can. Looks like some old furniture too. Wow. Well, there are trash cans, litter, boxes, drains, and dripping pipes. Old buildings and gutters. It's a perfect home for a rat. It has everything I need to live. Now, all living things need food and water to survive. Now, remember, survive means to continue living or to stay alive. Animals like me also need shelter. And a shelter is something that protects me from the weather or for danger. So animals need water and food and shelter to stay alive. Well, my food comes from these trash cans and the litter on my streets. My water comes from the gutters, drains, and pipes. And my family and I have shelter down under some steps nearby. All of these things make up my habitat. Remember, a habitat is a place where an animal or a plant lives that has water, food, and shelter. It's true that my home and alleyway is not considered a natural habitat like a forest or a pond, but with so many humans using up so much of the Earth's natural resources, some animals have been forced to survive in human-made habitats. What were those three habitats that are just right for them? Just as people can't live without water or in the air, plants and animals can't all live in the same sorts of places. You don't hear about elephants I can tell you firsthand that rats can't live just anywhere in the world. I don't like the weather to be too cold, and I need to live in a place where food is easy to find. That's why I like my cozy little shelter under the steps. It is warm enough for my family and me, and there's always plenty of water, and there's always a good supply of food in the trash. How about we look around? You might have a park like this somewhere near your neighborhood. Now remember, a park is a place, it's a public land for recreation and exercise. Okay, people like to spend time playing and relaxing in this park, but it's a habitat for many other things too, like grass, trees, flowers, and bushes in this park need food and water to live. How many of you ever seen a park? What kind of plants live in the park in your neighborhood? Oh, you see grass and bushes and trees? Oh, cool. Okay. The animals that live in the park share it as a habitat. That includes pigeons that fly around looking for crumbs to eat, squirrels, owls, and chipmunks that live in those trees, the bees, fireflies, and mosquitoes buzzing about, the raccoons and opossums that come out at night, and even the frogs and fish in the ponds nearby. So where do you think all these animals might find food and water and shelter in the park habitat? Well, let's think about it. The pigeon up here could probably find food flying around. The squirrel, I bet, could find nuts on the ground from the trees. Raccoons could probably go scurrying through the garbage can like they do at my house. A frog would probably find things at a pond. And I bet you that frog probably lives close to the pond where it can get its skin soft and moist like that. You've got the animals that live in trees like raccoons and squirrels and birds. They all live in trees. So they can find the things they need to survive. It's very cold temperatures and snow-covered ground. Not many things can live there, but later on, I'm going to show you some incredible plants and animals that do live here in the Arctic. Now, most animals have to live in habitats that are specific to them. But you know what? You human beings are very clever. You can build habitats for yourself. And if you want to live in the desert where there isn't much water with which to grow food or to drink, you can build a pipeline to bring your water for watering crops or for drinking. You can have food transported to the desert by road or rail because it would be difficult to grow food in the desert. And you can build houses for shelter so you don't have to sleep in the sand. In fact, people like you have been able to live in extremely hot, cold, and dry places. Look at all the different habitats. You have a mud mound here. You have a house. You have a cabin. Look at this one in the Arctic. Woof! Then you've got a city of apartments, and you've got a house out in a desert. Wow, all the different types of houses. This is the planet Earth. We're going to go on an adventure that will take us all over our amazing planet Earth. Over the next several weeks, I'm going to show you some fascinating animals and plant habitats that might be quite different from yours. You'll see some wonderful and unusual places where things can live. I can't wait to show you all these interesting places, but first I have a lot to pack because we're going all over the world. I'm going to need a backpack full of gear, so hold on to your whiskers. Oh, I mean hats, and get ready for a marvelous adventure. All right, so now I'm back. You got to meet Rattenborough, and he took us on an adventure around a park area to describe what a habitat was. So let's think about this. What is a habitat? Well, it's a place that offers food, shelter, and water. Good. Well, what was Rattenborough's habitat? His habitat without food and water and shelter? I don't think so. Because all living things need food, water, and shelter, don't we? Why can't all plants and animals live in every place on Earth? Think about that. Can we put a polar bear in the desert? No, because it can't survive there in the heat. Its body is used to being in the cold weather. It survives with its well-being put there. Uh, what about our habitat? Can you describe your habitat? Well, I live in a house. I find food. If I don't have food in my cabinets, then I go to the grocery store and purchase food and bring it back to my house to make. Water, we have water that comes in our house out of the pipes. We can turn it on and off. We use it to cook with, we use it to clean with. So we have water at our service. What about you? Where do you get your things for your habitat? All right. So you have got a question sheet attached with this recording. After you've listened to the recording, then you need to answer that sheet and turn it in. Okay, you can type on that document. All right, and it is about a habitat. So I hope you were listening, and I can't wait for our next adventure with Rattenborough to see where he's going to take us. I'm sure it's going to be a great one. So farewell until our next adventure.